Welcome back. Let's get you some updates on stories we've been covering here on RFL. And first up, prescription drug abuse. As we've talked about in this program many times, there is a growing prescription drug epidemic in this country. And troubling new reports here just confirm that the problem is only getting worse. Sales of the nation's two most popular painkillers, they've jumped dramatically over the past decade. We're talking about oxycodone, which is the main ingredient in drugs like OxyContin and Percocet, and hydrocodone, which is found in drugs like Vicodin. In 2010, pharmacies nationwide dispensed, get this, more than 110 million tons of just those two drugs. That's enough to give every man, woman, and child in this country 60 painkillers each. Amazing. Now, while some doctors and drug companies will tell you that these drugs are helping people deal with pain, and they are, there's another side to it, that these drugs are highly addictive, and some people who start using them are unable to stop. Now, earlier this year, we brought you a special investigation on how the epidemic is spreading and impacting lives. We introduced you to Carolyn Alfrieri. She became addicted to OxyContin when seeking relief from pain that she developed in her back and shoulders that came from playing the violin. She's thankfully a survivor, but before her recovery, her life spiraled out of control.
Within 2 years' time, I progressed from extra strength Vicodin to Percocet to extra strength Percocet until December 15th of 2000. I remember the day, because you always remember the day that you fall in love. I was introduced to OxyContin, and that was where my life turned to hell. And I was arrested several times, and all this time, even while I was sitting in a jail cell kicking opiates with 50 women in one toilet, I didn't think I had a problem. I had lost everything. I lost my job. I lost my car. I lost my teeth. I had my teeth replaced because I just lost everything.
Now, earlier today, I sat down with Edie Falco, the star of the hit TV show Nurse Jackie on Showtime. Many of you may also remember her from The Sopranos. And Edie spoke to us pretty openly about her own struggles with addiction and the struggles of the character that she portrays on TV, a nurse who's hiding an addiction to pain pills.
When I signed on to work on the show, I had no idea how prevalent this particular situation is. And it seems that maybe more people are talking about it, or maybe there really is more of it right now. Addiction is, another topic that's very close to my heart. So it's important to me to bring that out in the open, too, ultimately, so that people can free themselves of it.
All right, let's now bring you another update on a story we've been following, and that is the battle over hydrofracking. Back in February, we brought you a week-long, in-depth investigation focusing on hydrofracking and the controversy that surrounds it. Now, we headed to what's become known as Ground Zero for natural gas drilling, which is in Epidemic, Pennsylvania. Residents there told us that on top of dealing with polluted water, which they say was caused by the drilling, they also complained to us that the drilling had pitted neighbor against neighbor, igniting what they call a civil war. Our reporter who led the investigation rejoins us now with more. Kim?
Yeah, that's right, Rich. And you'll remember this controversial scene we're about to show you. It played out in front of our cameras on the grounds of an elementary school. This happened while we were touring the area with Cabot Oil and Gas. We noticed a funny smell on the side of a gas well, which again is on the grounds of a school. And when we asked about it, we didn't get an answer.
This is a completed pad site. Yes, this is a site that has been fully reclaimed as we are bringing the gas to the surface. We're actually on property that is owned by the school. They're probably have seen upwards of $1 million in royalties for their property that's in this unit.
I smell something.
You would smell the methane.
That's methane.
Yes.
They say, is there a chemical mixed with the methane?
You do have mercaptan mixed into it, which should not be in it here. So that's a good question as to what it is you're actually smelling there.
So would you typically smell that?
Typically, on this close to the site, yes. On the location like this.
So that smell is normal. Describe what that smell is. What am I smelling?
I probably can't describe. Sorry.
Just sort of a chemical, gassy smell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cabot Oil and Gas told us afterward they do not know what the odor was. They say it was not methane or mercaptan, which is a chemical added to natural gas to help detect gas leaks. Now, the day that footage aired, a group of concerned citizens met with the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection. They showed the footage to the head of the watchdog agency, Secretary Michael Krancer. The group told me that during the meeting, Secretary Krancer promised to hold town meetings so that residents could voice their concerns on record. I'm told those meetings never happened and that after Secretary Krancer made that initial promise, he and his office have not responded to follow-up phone calls and emails, completely ignoring the attempts these folks have made. And Rich, we all know the latest incident, March 29th, there was an explosion at a compressor station. And when the Public Utilities Commission went to investigate, they realized this is a rural area. This is not our jurisdiction. And they weren't able to investigate possible violations. And these are the complaints that residents there have.
You know, everybody, and we did ourselves, we showed the tap water that you can set on fire here, but it goes well beyond what we call on TV that money shot here, which is the sound bite. There's so much more and so much conflict in the community over the promise, but also the peril of fracking, and it's obviously not just relegated to Pennsylvania. Thank you very much, Kim. All right, everybody, we're going to be right back here. We're going to bring back our panel as we have a little talk at the table. Stay with us.